Hello, everyone. Happy Monday, the 9th of February. Hope you're all well. Coming in, Olin Jennings, your spiritual guide and divorce empowerment coach, coming in with the energies of the week from today, the 9th of February, until the 15th of February. So, where do I start? This is going to be a super powerful week astrologically. So we are all going to feel it. In fact, you're probably already feeling it. So how are you feeling? Really? How are you feeling? So it's interesting because today I feel quite emotional, personally. Not for any particular reason I can put my finger on, although there's probably a lot to do with what's going on energetically. There's feeling of, my human side's really tuning into a lot of uncertainty, to knowing that things are changing all around us. And that can be a challenging, scary place to be. My soul and my intuition know that what's happening around us is exactly what should be happening around us. And of course, we chose to be here at this time. So we're all here for a reason and we're all navigating this together. When we entered the Aquarian era, it was always going to be different because it was always about bringing the power back to the people, if you like, or, a bit more autonomy, people less likely to put up with, being told what to do, and less likely to put up with the BS that we often hear from our politicians and even our celebrities and even our so-called gurus, right? Kirsty Gallagher talks a lot about this, and I give her credit for a lot of my learnings about the oh God, I can't say it. The astrology side, astrological side. Check her out, Kirsty Gallagher, if you haven't already. She's amazing. So I was just telling you how I was feeling, and the reason I'm telling you that is because if I'm feeling it, then the likelihood is you are. Even if it's not exactly in the same way as me. Whether you watch the news or not, you are not immune from what's going on in the wider world. We're starting to see the collapse of, well, it began a while ago, really. We're starting to see the collapse of, what worked before won't work anymore. The patriarchal system starting to break down. It's probably going to get worse before it gets better. But this week is one of those weeks where we're really going to get a glimpse into what might be ahead of us. Now, the reason I'm telling you all that is not to scare you, but to say to you, you are here to help create a new earth and a new way of doing things. And for those of you that watch this, that tune into this, you already know this on a soul level. I was joking the other day, I was talking to one of my peers and fellow channelers and healers, and we both often question, did I really sign up for this? But I did, we did, and we're here to steady the ship. We're here to help anchor those new changes that are coming, and those changes are all about independent thought, freedom, really tuning in to your intuition. I've been talking about intuition for weeks now, mainly because my new program's coming out, but also because I'm so passionate about the fact that who can we trust? What can we trust? What are we being shown? Social media is full of all sorts of rubbish. A lot of it is fake. As much as I understand and like some aspects of AI, it's, again, it's becoming clever, and people are using it in a way that might suck us in to things that aren't true, right? So just be very careful. We really need to use our discernment and our intuition all the time. But this week, it's going to feel like you're going to really need that, because I feel like we're being shown one thing, told another, and we don't know what's going on if we trust other people. And of course, when we trust other people, that's actually giving our own personal power away. So, and that's really difficult because we've been conditioned to give our power away. Clever, really, isn't it, when you think about it? What those in power have kind of, over the years, kind of tricked us into, maybe. Anyway, let's not go there. Um, so, as I said, go to Kirsty Gallagher and anybody else that specialises in astrology for exactly what's going on. But it's things like we're in the last quarter moon now. That's in Scorpio. Scorpio is very emotional. So we're now heading towards the new moon next week. The new moon is going to be a solar eclipse. New moon solar eclipse in Aquarius. As I said, Aquarius is all about, bringing power back to you, to the individual. It's also about doing things differently. This week we're being asked to release old emotional baggage. It may well be that you're feeling, as I said, I'm feeling a bit wobbly. So it may well be that you're feeling wobbly too. And this is all very big, isn't it? This is all, right. We're here to make a difference. And then that can be, oh my God, am I doing the right thing? Who am I to be doing it? So some old doubts might come back in as well about your role and your purpose. But please just let them flow through you, even if that means you get emotional and upset, that's fine. But just know that's not the reality. You're here for a reason. We're all feeling a bit nervous. It's like a collective nervousness about what's going on. So you'll be feeling that as well. Kirsty Gallagher, I keep talking about her this morning, but she's calling this a tower moment. So that is when things start to collapse. Now, that's on the bigger scale, but it could also be happening in your own individual worlds. There could be things that, you've been used to in your own world that are changing. I feel like a lot of us this week are going to find out things which make us really know that perhaps some people or situations that we've put our faith in weren't the right places to be, or the right people to be with. Okay, we need to get really careful about where we're spending our energy and who with. Venus is going into Pisces, I understand, and that's going to bring in a little bit of love this week. Also, it's going to be, what does your soul want, and what is your soul trying to tell you? Really connecting in with your higher self, always your intuition as well, right? And then Friday the 13th is Goddess Day, bringing the power back to the divine feminine. So there's definitely big shifts this week, and we might be looking at our shadow selves a bit more too. And then on Saturday, I think the 14th, Saturn is moving into Aries. Now, I'm just going to read out, I don't normally do this, but what Yasmin Boland says about Saturn moving into Aries. And she says, it heralds a period of disciplined transformation. Saturn is all about concrete hard facts and reality, and is a super powerful manifesting planet. It's the planet that makes things real. As it joins forces with the bold, dynamic energy of Aries, it's urging us to take decisive, practical steps towards our goal. This transit is a call to harness our inner strength, embrace challenges, and build solid foundations for our dreams. With Neptune also in Aries, we're empowered to turn visionary ideas into tangible realities. Embrace this potent energy, commit to your path, and watch as disciplined effort paves the way for lasting success. So there's a lot of support here from the universe, actually. So it's almost like the beginning of the week, especially today, is a bit of a breaking down of things. Um, whether that's personally or just collectively, either way, you'll be feeling it. And then as the week progresses, it's the planets are really supporting you to be who you're meant to be here on this planet at this time, right? So I drew a couple of cards from the Lightseers Tarot deck. And we have Ace of Pentacles. So Ace of Pentacles is all about new starts, new ideas. Pentacles is Earth. You can see the roots there. I think this might have come up last week, I'm not sure. But it's about planting your new ideas, your intentions, which is what I just told you. Yasmin Boland says about Saturn moving into Aries as well. But it's also about the new Earth. We hear a lot about the new Earth. What does that mean? Hopefully, it means a different way of doing life and business. And then we have the Star card, which is about dreams and intentions and wishes coming true. So, again, that really aligns with what's happening with Saturn going into Aries, whilst Neptune is there as well. So, it's like taking practical steps for our dreams to become a reality. Okay. And don't forget, Aries is that fire sign. We're already in eclipse season, so that's also going to be a reason why we're seeing things differently. We're getting a shake up, as if we haven't had enough shake ups. And then next week, as I said, is the first new moon eclipse, and it's also the start of the fire horse in the Chinese calendar. So there's a lot going on. So one of the messages for this week from me to you is please look after yourself this week. You may feel extra frazzled, you may feel extra emotional. Just know it's all fine. You might get repeating patterns that you thought you'd worked on coming back up, and that's okay. Just notice them and let them go with love because they're not going to serve you any longer. But no, this is all pushing you in the right direction, supporting you, I should say, in the right direction, especially if you're tuning in to your inner tuition, right? Your GPS system, and you're trusting that all this is happening for you and not to you, which can obviously be challenging sometimes. So that's what's ahead this week. So I really hope that you all do okay this week. Do let me know if you're struggling, and but hopefully this will help you. Hopefully this will enable you to know why these things are going on, because sometimes we need to know a bigger reason, don't we, for why so much seems to be going wrong as we see it from a human perspective. But just know from the bigger soul perspective is absolutely the right thing that's happening, and we just need to hold on and trust and have faith and stay in your own lane. Stay in your own lane and really dig deep with your intuition and your connection to source energy. All right, and of course I'm going to invite you to look at my course, my program, which starts on the 26th of February. I really do feel, this is for those of you that really want to be able to embody your intuition and trust it on a daily basis. We've now got to start living from that point. All right, I'll put the details again, so you can have a look. I've reduced the price because I want to give more of you the ability to join if that's an issue, if price is an issue. All right, take care, everyone, and I will speak to you soon. Bye for now.